Hi, welcome. Welcome to my Facebook Live. This is Wow, What a Ride. or my vlog. A vlog is a video blog, only it's video. Well, welcome. Hi, Marilee and Kim and Jenny. And I know some more others are going to be popping in. It's been an amazing afternoon. I just want to share with you. We have something called the Wisdom Circle. Hi Patsy, it's so good to see you. Uh, so we have this Wisdom Circle. We meet pretty much on a monthly basis, and it came out of a presentation that Dr. Carmody and I did several years ago. I think we've been meeting for years now. It's got to be at least 3 or 4 years. If someone remembers, put it in the chat. Anyway, the idea was that the wisdom, Dr. Carmody always would say to us, the wisdom is in the patient. And in the presentation we did for one of the conferences was about community emerging, and so that the community had wisdom. And so we started a community-based group called the Wisdom Circle. Wow. Wow. It's been an amazing journey because indeed it has been. Um, so many projects have come out of it. Emmy's Box of Hope, which is an online introduction all about lipedema, is came out of the Wisdom Circle, and postcards that go to patients and to practitioners and healthcare providers and doctors and surgeons and just and the latest projects, which I want to just take a few minutes and talk about, because it's there. These projects are going to be available for anyone. For those in tribe, it'll be part of your membership. For those not in tribe, there'll be a option to do a workshop based in order to do it. But I'll tell you what they are. I can't remember if I've talked about them here, but it's very remarkable. So one of our members, a number of months ago, had an emergency room visit that turned into a week in the ICU in the hospital. And she was without important items that she needed in order to manage her lipedema and lymphedema, mainly her compression garments. So, being in the hospital in the ICU for that long, she had very challenging because her legs continued to swell, as many of us know. And she, by the time she got home, she told us she was in excruciating pain. And thank God she's okay. She survived it all and is doing really well. And out of that grew the realization that we needed to put something together that anyone who would have anything result in a quick ER journey or being in the hospital or anything. So a team from the Wisdom Circle got together and they put together what is now the draft of a medical go bag, which is, like when you're pregnant and you have a suitcase by the door ready to go at any moment because you're going to end up going to have the baby, and you put in your toothbrush and your toothpaste and maybe your iPhone cord, so while you're in the hospital you can charge your phone. Whatever it is. Well, this is in way more detail than that. So we have everything from a DNR, which is a what's called an advance directive. When you're in the hospital, they want to know if your heart stops, do you want us to try and get you back? Those kinds of decisions. Well, we don't think about that very much. Usually you think about an emergency when you're in an emergency. And we wanted to set something up where you think of an emergency when you're not in an emergency, when you have more of your faculties. There's a saying that the time to plan for an emergency is when you're not in an emergency, because you don't have the same mental capacity that you do when you're calm, when you can think clearly, when you're not in your sympathetic. You hear me talk a lot about sympathetic and parasympathetic. When you're not in your sympathetic, which is your fight or flight or freeze mode, which is with the where the tiger is chasing you, which is what that whole system is set up for. And the parasympathetic system is when you're in rest and digest, it's called. It's like the part where you can breathe deeply, where you can have your thinking capacity. So all of that is part and parcel of this new project. Is amazing. I mean, the team did an absolutely amazing job, and a special call out to I don't know, I don't have all the team members at the top of my head, but Julie Stewart and Esther Gartner have been sort of guiding the process. And they also have been working on what we call end of life planning. I can't believe I'm going to actually say this, 77 years old in January. It's October, almost November, so it's getting close. And I'm starting to realize that I'm going to be even older than I am now. Thank God I'm doing so well. Thank God. I wake up and I'm so grateful that I feel well, that I'm getting better and better and better. Um, Dr. Perry Nicholson, who you hear me talk of all the time, he's been a lifesaver. He did a workshop most of Saturday. I think it was 6 or 7 hours on the central lymphatic dysfunction, and he went through in wonderful detail all of the pieces and processes and what he does and how he works with clients. And I'm like, that's what he did with me. For the past 14 months, I go down to New Jersey once a month, and that's what he does. Except he talked about how you have to, go gently. You can't do it all at once, you have to titrate it, which is you start a little bit at a time because it can be overwhelming. Anyway, all of that has brought me from when I was doing my end of life planning last year, because I didn't think I was going to make it through the year. Didn't think I was going to make it to 76, honestly. And but it turned around, and a lot of that was the work with Dr. Perry Nicholson. So I did, I thought through, what do I want if I'm on life support? Do I want to stay on life support? Maybe I kick back in. No. That my personal decision was no. Others are different. And so everyone has their own way. So this team put together, what do you need to think about in planning for end of life? And it is just overwhelming. I would love to say that, oh, this is easy. Overwhelming. There are so many details when you think about, I've been around 76, 77 almost years, and I have, you know, stuff down the basement that I swore I was going to get rid of when I moved last year. And I reached a point in the packing process where I couldn't make decisions anymore. And I just said, just pack it all. I'll deal with it when I move. And a year and some months later, and it's some of that stuff is still down the basement. So you know what I'm saying. And then I think, I just don't want to leave with a whole lot of crap for someone else to deal with. So that's what we're up to. We're up to thinking through what are some of the things. And, there are many in our group that are much, much younger, that are middle age or even younger. We have 20 somethings, and it's wonderful. And a medical go bag is for everybody. And the end of life planning, I don't know, at 20 or 30 or 40, I wasn't thinking about that. But with a chronic disease, it might behoove us to think of it. So, anyway, we're in the process of putting all that together, and it will be available to everyone except it'll be part of tribe membership, and it will be separate because we'll end up putting it together as a special interest group. So it will be available for whoever. Okay, there's some more highs. Good afternoon. Hi. Hi, Julie from Camarillo. Is- I think she puts the temperature in every week because it's always good there. It's 78 there. And Rachel, hi, Rachel. Good to see you all. So that's what's happening. I think it's exciting. And I think, yeah, I, I also, procrastination is so easy to do. And I would procrastinate probably until after I died if I didn't have a community. And so we're going to be doing it in community. Um, and I do have something I want to announce, and I'm actually going to show it to you. And I'm usually announcing a lot of stuff that we're doing. I'm actually going to put the Boston Lymphatic Center. Okay, I just put that up. I just posted that, and I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to share it. There is a conference happening in Boston. I'm outside of Boston, but Boston is beloved Boston. It is my hometown. Okay, I hope you're seeing this now. Let me check in. Can you see this? Can you guys see it? Tell me yes. Yeah, I think so. All right, so let me go back here. A focus on lipedema, bridging gaps. It's wonderful. It's February 19th and 20th, and it's put on by the Boston Lymphatic Center, which is at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. And it's at Merck Labs. And Boston is very medical. It's in the medical area. And also being sponsored by Harvard Medical School. And I'm just going through they have done this. I think it's been at least 5 years. And so I'm just really lovely. They have a 1-day patient symposium and a 2-day medical symposium. So I'm coming back up here so you can see all of this. So the past number of years, it's focused on lymphatic disorders, mostly lymphedema. The Boston Lymphatic Center, they do a lot of lymphedema surgery and care, and they have a wonderful multidisciplinary team. This is the head of it. His name is Dr. Dhruv Singhal. He's also the symposium director this time around, and he's been supporting all of the lymphatic disorders and has gone head to head, toe to toe with insurance companies to get coverage. And now this year, they're focusing it on lipedema, which is an indicator of how far we've come. We've come amazingly. So let's see. Agenda and speakers. Let's see. So it's a global community with some of the top folks in lipedema. Wow. It's pretty remarkable. So they've done a good job. There's Siobhan. She's going to be speaking. Dr. Carmody is. There's more that Dr. Carmody is not here yet. He probably hasn't sent in his photo. And Dr. Roxon. So it's going to be, I think, a wonderful, wonderful event. And I'm planning on going. And I just want everyone to know about it. And I don't have a special discount offer. I just have excitement about this particular event. So I want to invite people who can to come join us in Boston. And even if you just come to the one day, the patient day is the 20th. We're also going to be, it's the weekend that our book is scheduled to be released, the textbook on lipedema. So we're going to, of course, make an announcement and hopefully have copies there. I have to talk to the publisher. So that's it. That's the news for this weekend. I wish you the best. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being a part of this ongoing discussion and conversation. Jenny, I'm not sure if it's going to be part of Zoom. Usually what they do is they record the talks and then post them later. And they do it in partnership with the Lymphatic Education and Research Network, LEARN, the folks in New York, and though they have stuff going on all over the world. So you will be able to see the talks, but it won't be at the time of. It's usually in the aftermath, and they usually edit them and then put them up. Okay. Have a wonderful week. And oops, oh, there it is. And whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are, I wish you the very best and blessings.